Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Marquis Norton. I'm the founder and CEO of Norton Therapeutic Solutions. We're a mental health agency servicing Newport News, Virginia, and surrounding areas. Feel free to check out the website at drnortontherapy.com. Before I get into the business, just to give you guys some context on myself, I'm raised in the northeastern section of the Bronx, New York. My environment was plagued with violent deaths, substance abuse, and gang violence. As a youngster, I really told myself I wanted to be a change agent in the community. As I pursued my degrees, I realized that there weren't a lot of practitioners of color, and this really is what fueled the mission for Norton Therapeutic Solutions. We're a culturally competent mental health agency that's using innovation to normalize mental health experiences. Before I get into the framework, just to give you guys some statistics, so we're spending about $210 billion annually just to treat depression, not substance abuse, not anxiety, only depression. As we all know, due to COVID-19, adverse mental health experiences have skyrocketed. Talk about our culture. Trauma exposure is high in African Americans who live in stressful environments. Growing up in the inner city, I realized that our community, we're dealing with a lot of trauma. As present in the news media, police violence, and things of that nature. And the American Psychological Association has found that there are only 2% of African American providers. And in 2015, only 4% of psychologists in the United States workforce. So there's an issue with availability of therapists, but specifically with availability of therapists who are culturally competent. Our mission is to truly help individuals live a more fulfilling life by achieving their desired goals. And we strive to change the perception of mental health and provide culturally competent treatment. Currently, we offer outpatient therapy, both in person and virtually. And one thing that makes us unique is the clinical supervision component. Me, with a PhD, I'm able to train pre-licensed clinicians to ensure that they are really culturally competent and giving our community what it deserves. We also offer group therapy and wellness workshops to help students adjust to COVID-19. To give you guys some traction as to where the business has been, so the yellow line represents fiscal year 19. We were founded November 8th, 2019, so that was mostly investment. The blue line represents 2020, in which it was myself and another provider, and we were able to bring in 67,000 last year. And this year we have five providers and a total of 9 staff. And during this first quarter, which just ended, we brought in 38,000. So we're projected to bring in 145,000 this year. This is the team of culturally competent clinicians. As you see, we have a variety of different cultures, but definitely touching the community where we need to. Some innovations. So TikTok, 134,000 followers. Instagram, 23,000 followers. And we've been featured in Yahoo News, CNN, Cosmopolitan for our innovation when it comes to educating on mental health. So I'll ask, what we're asking for, we're asking you to vote so we can provide more culturally competent services outside the state. We want to onboard more clinicians, ensure we have quality assurance, and continue our innovation. So we want you to vote if you believe our community could benefit from adequate access to mental health, and be sure to follow us on social media at drnortontherapy.com.
Cool. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I guess my question is, so as a business, you make money from clients, I guess clients and insurance, and then also are the people who you're training paying you for those training classes?
Yeah, so supervision, it's a 2-part. One part is when they receive individual and group supervision. So that rate is $50 an hour. And then providers, so I can have pre-licensed clinicians see clients, and that's a split situation. But to answer your first question, yes, it's an insurance revenue model, so insurance payments as well as copays.
Got it. And then sorry, let me clarify. So insurance, copays, and then for the people who you're doing the split with, do you charge them to teach them so that they're licensed or so that they can provide service?
So if they're not seeing clients at Norton Therapeutic Solutions, it's a flat rate. If they are seeing clients, the supervision is incorporated to their split.
Got it. Okay. Awesome.
Awesome business. how do you I kind of with the money piece, what is the business here? How much in terms of the whole market do you see your growth? Do you see yourself just staying in Virginia? Is this something that can expand? Is this scalable?
Oh, for sure, for sure. With our interaction with social media, we receive a ton of requests outside of Virginia, which is why we're asking for the money. Because if we're able to receive more funds, we could be licensed in different states. So, Virginia, DC, Maryland, unfortunately, they're different jurisdictions. So as of right now, we're limited to only Virginia, but the scalable part, especially with virtual telehealth, we can provide these services to whichever states we're licensed in.
Good stuff. Brandon literally took the question I was going to ask was how do you scale it? Because that was going to be my number one question is what you saw on a broader standpoint. So
yeah. So, and to speak transparently, our community, from the feedback I've received, me as a Black therapist, a lot of people are connecting. I use TikTok, which has hip hop and some funny dances and things like that, but our community is going through a lot of trauma, and just to be able to have that safe platform to work on adequate coping skills, it seems like we really need. So, like I said, scaling, moving to other states is really the goal, and that's what we hope to do.